Welcome to the Roy Anthony and
every
Friends show.
Tuesday and every Thursday. Y'all
Hey,
tap in.
is this thing on? Can you hear me?
Roy
Is
Anthony
anybody out
show
there?
is the spot to be, baby.
Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank.
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's when we can kick it.
Every Tuesday.
Everything is going
every
down.
Thursday.
They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, the Roy Anthony
Every
Show. It's
Tuesday.
during the week, homie. The Roy
Every
Anthony
Thursday.
Show. What you listening to? The Roy Anthony Show. Come on and get a
Tap
call
in.
before we gotta
Tap
go.
in.
What you listening to? The Roy Anthony
Every
Show. Come on
Tuesday.
and kick it with us. The Roy Anthony
Every
Show.
Thursday.
It's going down, homeboy. The Roy Anthony Show. Co-host
Tap in.
Big Hank. We getting it. What you think? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank.
And Cynthia.
It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank.
And Cynthia.
Louis Bagels on the track. Come on. It's kinda complicated. My heart burning, and I don't know where I'm headed. My thoughts unclear, and I don't know where I'm headed. Ain't nobody here to listen, gotta keep it to myself. My only fear is that he kill me trying to keep it to myself. I'm hurt bad, ain't nobody to ease the pain. I see my loved ones falling from the sky like rain. What do? I'm also filled with this anger. Snap at any time, caution signs, I'm danger. You don't hear me, boy? I ain't nothing nice. Feel like I'm punished or a human sacrifice. Don't know what to do, feels like I'm going crazy. So I'm putting up a front so you don't think that I'm crazy. Never had a support system, so I don't know how to act. Excuse me, I don't trust you if you say you got my back. Laying in the grass crying, y'all know the deal. I just need a little hope, homie. Is Jesus real?
No one to tell you, so I talk to myself. The rain's about to fall, it's so weak, I'm about to fall. Again, no one to tell you, so I talk to myself. The rain's about to fall, it's so weak, I'm about to fall.
I'm still contemplating, but I don't know what to do. My life falling on apart, I just need a little cope, trying to maintain. But it's hard on the grind, living in the dark, no more sunshine, getting tired of it, and I don't know what to do. I'm lost, confused, I don't know what to do. And God, if you hear me, I just need a little guidance. Got my ear to the ground, all I ever hear is silence. So tell me, homie, I play the cards I was dealt. If you was me, suicide wouldn't even help. So now what? Do I pray and go to church, or do I stay up in these streets trying to put in a little work? It's kinda complicated, I know wrong from right, it's a lot going on. I'm trying to walk a fine line, I can fall at any time and I might not heal. I just need a little faith, homie. Is Jesus real?
No one to tell you, so I talk to myself. The rain's about to fall, it's so weak, I'm about to fall. Again, no one to tell you, so I talk to myself. The rain's about to fall, it's so weak, I'm about to fall. Again.
Psalms 30 verse 5 says, for his anger is but for a moment, and his favor is for a lifetime. Weeping may endure for the night, but best believe me, joy comes in the morning. Complicated.
What it do? What it do? What it do? Man, I wanted to keep it, you know, brought it down mellow. I didn't want all the lights on like I usually do. Just wanted to be able to just relax and relate. That was the video I just showed you. It was my man Big Ski who does the title run for the Roy Anthony Show podcast, and nephew Michael. Um, he's one of the most talented singers coming from Linwood. Talented singer, rapper, minister. His parents were the musical group War, and got a lot of respect for them. As you notice, we, even though we're all from the streets, we believe in God. Now, once again, what it do, what it do, what it do. I'm Roy Anthony. Welcome to the Roy Anthony Show podcast with my co-stars, Big Hank Norman, Miss Cynthia Joy Towner. Big Hank will be popping in, and they usually pop in. Cynthia has been on a tear right now on taking care of some work business that she had to take care of, and so and then I want to give a shout out to Genetics. I'm wearing one of their brands and stuff for real. Genetics, one of the number one growers out in the West Coast, is what I say, for medicinal purposes. Um, I am comedian Roy Anthony. The podcast with my Big Hank is comedian. Cynthia Joyce comedian. We come under the platform of the WO, which was created to bring awareness to our veterans commit suicide on the daily rate. Um, we that the WO was created by Richie King, aka Redneck Pimp. That's his comedic name, along with the co-creator Goose, our associate producer Blue Phoenix, Ethan Daly, and more prayers going out for my homegirl Blue Phoenix. Found out she's got some other health issues that's coming about. So um, we have, I got some news and stuff, that so November of this year, the WO is going to disband from, it's going to go different branches and stuff like that. Um, I had to talk with our group, what we do, because I know me and Big Hank and Cynthia also, sometimes she's gonna be involved. We're starting to work on a sitcom. We've been working on a sitcom. We have had our readings, and we gotten a lot of attention about. We're about to film into production, and we're gonna hope that y'all gonna find it hilarious. I don't want to drop the name, even though it's been um, already registered. Copyright protected and everything. I haven't dropped the name down yet on it. Hold on, one of my co-stars is in right now. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, bro. No, why it's doing like that? What's up with you, Big Hank?
What's happening, Roy Anthony? What's going on?
You got it, bro. How you doing, man? I'm
Man,
just,
I'm good, man. I'm good, man.
man, you got it,
Still up
man.
here at the church putting it in.
Yeah, I told him, man, and I was so proud of you, man. I love when especially us as grown men, and we help our mothers and stuff. Tuesday, Big Hank and his brother was painting their mother's house, which I meant to tell Miss Norman and Mr. Norman. I love them very much.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
for real. When I seen them at the show last Thursday for Miss Alicia's Norman, that's Big Hank's wife. It was her birthday, and the family. I love when families support each other. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
um, God put me in the right man corner, because when it comes to Long Beach, everybody knows me. And
Yes, sir.
if he believes in you and stuff, like, hey, hey man, I sent over the track to you for the show. I didn't know if we want to go with that or something. You feel
Yes,
me?
sir.
I just tried to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it tight. Somebody told me,
yeah.
say, hey, why don't you have a female? And I was like, we were just trying to, you know,
Yeah.
and I just showed the video of Big Ski and nephew Michael, where they have another song where he's saying, "Is Jesus real?" You feel me? And it's
Yeah.
pretty tight. I just played the video. Big Ski, man,
Yeah.
he talented, man. What we did was I sung the loop at my regular voice. Then he had me to say it a little higher, then a little
Yeah.
lower. And then we did
Yeah.
then I had Goofy one. He put it together, and just to show the cats that I'm serious about this, man. The talented crew, the comedians that's part of this sitcom that we got coming about, man. I could. It was nothing but God because I looked at the shows, at the comedy shows, Big Hank, of the different comedians and the cast
Yeah.
that we got, and just grateful for Big Hank, man. Uh, uh, what's that? A sermon. I don't want to say his name wrong. He said, "Hi,
Right.
what's up with you, bro?"
Murad Dahlia. Yeah, what's happening, man? What's going
Yeah,
on?
we call him Double M because we don't want to mispronounce the name. I usually be more lit up, and I was having um the I was having like the
Boy,
weather.
my boy, I keep breaking up, man. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay, for
You keep
sure.
breaking up on me.
Okay.
All right, man.
Um,
See if I can get out of here.
let Big Hank once he brings this, he gonna go out, come back in. Wait a minute, it look like he's back. Let me see. You look like you back.
Won't let me do it. No. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so, but I mean, usually we light it up and stuff, and I just want to, chill out the mood because the weather sometimes, and I'll go back and forth from California to Kansas City, and then the weather here flipped. Here it is out there, 70, 80. I come here to Kansas City, it was what, 25 degrees. Like, oh wow. I didn't get sick, it just kind of bothered my sinuses a little bit, get that head cold. So I said, you know what? Them lights and stuff. Like I said though, I want to give a shout out also to our good neighbors, the BV Nations, that's Backwood Veterans based out of Oregon, the Long Beach All Stars, which is based out of Southern California, that's Long Beach, Linwood, Compton, and Watts. Then we give a shout out to the WO Entertainment, which is based around the US and other countries, and our own personal family, friends, and associates, and those who don't like us. This week, and this is the 8th week of the 9th season. That's right. I had seen us going 10 seasons, and it looked like we may accomplish that. Let's see if Big Hank is back in. Hold up. Here he comes. What's up, bro?
Man,
That's
I
better.
hope it's better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it.
And man, I just wanted, like I said, I was thanking Big Hank. Man, he's been a grand support. You taught me something else. Sometimes I'm being a person who's still learning. We should never act like we know everything. And listen to Big Hank. I've been listening to Bible studies. Sometimes I get a one-on-one with him, and I feel comfortable ask some things that I'm not ashamed that I don't know. And he doesn't tell me, bro, you need to do it like this. He say, man, this is how I do it. And it just makes sense. The other day I was talking to him. I say, hey, man, when you have your ties, but you got bills or some people needs help, do you help them out first and all that? And he said, man, Roy, look, I see it as that's God's money. I give God his money, and he turns around and helps me to be able to help them.
Yeah, make mine last longer. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that rang in my head. You see, I'm bringing it up now. This is Thursday. He told me this last week, and it's just been in my head. So when he told me that, I hurried up and went to the bank. Let me get God's money. Him. I'm not. He said, "Oh, nobody. You definitely don't want to owe God." That's how I started looking at it. It's like, I'm gonna make here. Hey, this is the funny part. So, Big Hank is the head deacon of the church, and so I went over back to his house and said, "Hey, man." He said, "What?" But he had to do God's work. He He didn't say, and he got in the car. He's just as joyful as everything. I said, man, I'm learning from this brother. You feel me? And stuff. And I just want to tell you, thank you, man. And so now my texting is working now. Um, Sister Joy from the church finally got, because they gave me a new debit card, so I had to give. I usually text it, so this time I had to come and give cash. And man, when he told me that, because I think I had 178 in my account. And when he told me that, I hurried up and got that set. I said, let me give. Well, he said he didn't make me feel guilty. I'm looking at how he thinks about it. And I'm looking at the prosperity. See, families that pray together, you stay together.
Yes, sir.
Big Hank, before he goes up and do his stand-up comedy, first thing he say is, I first want to give honor to God first.
That's first. That's first.
And I'm with him on that. I just don't copycat off and go up there and say, because I'm under the blessing with him, because I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
Me and Big Hank pray every time before we perform. And one time we didn't pray before the show, and he prayed with me right when we getting off the stage. Like, man, let's get this prayer here. People like, what they talking about? He said a prayer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And sometimes when you're doing the right things, it may seem sometimes like you're not getting nowhere. A couple of weeks ago, I had that feeling like my wheels were spinning in the mud. And it was bothering me. And I kept trying to put my finger on it like, Lord, and I'm crying. And first thing he said to me is, lean not to your own understanding. You got to trust in the Lord with your whole strength and lean not to your own understanding, because sometimes a transition that's going to better you is not a good feeling. Sometimes it's I'm not a scary person, but fear is uncertainty of what's about to happen or what's the end result's going to be, right?
Yeah.
And I think, Lord, something was bothering me a lot, Big Hank, and I want the people to hear this is the truth. I'm a very humble individual. I talk stuff when I'm on the stage and around my homies or something, but when I'm around in society, I'm kind of just chill back, right? And you help. This is another thing. I had to bring this up because Big Hank helped me on this. I look up, y'all, and it's the Roy Anthony Show podcast with co-stars Big Hank, Cynthia, Joy. Then the Roy Anthony Live Comedy Show. And only why we had named it, it wasn't even my suggestion. 4 years ago, we was making a website, and we was just trying to say royanthony.com. But somebody done already had, for some reason, Roy Anthony's domain. So we said, why don't you, since you do live stand-up, why don't you just say Roy Anthony Live? I'm just being honest here. And said, oh, okay. And that worked, royanthonylive.com. We've been having that. So when we started the comedy shows back last year, I was like, should we call it the LA Comedy Get Downs? And it was sounding like everybody else's. And somebody said, why don't you name it after your website? What's your website name? Because remember, we got comics where if you want to perform, you can register on the website. And so that's why we came up with Roy Anthony Live, because of the website you can go to, right? So then we got the sitcom, which is I didn't share the name of the sitcom, even though it's been registered and stuff. And it was saying with Roy Anthony. And Big Hank said, yeah, man, you remember I'm the one who told you. And man, that took, oh my God. You don't remember that when we was at the reading? You remember? And I want people to think that, oh, Roy is so vain that it's Roy Anthony this and Roy Anthony that. Roy, it ain't me without this brother and the comics that comes up on them. I love watching their comedy. I can't pay attention when I'm there but I come back and watch it like I'm an audience. I'm gonna tell you, man, I love Black Rosebud. It's stand-up comedy. Um, Caramel Gray, love your comedy. You for real. Melrose, I mean Stitches. You feel me? And we know, and of course, Big Hank. Now he goes off. Um, like tonight we have a nice comedy show. We got my man Frenchie coming in this this Friday, this Thursday night, this Thursday. Come back to the show. Um, I don't have an updated flyer. I'm gonna just put it during this flyer. Um, Tonight, this was an old flyer, the first flyer, March the 7th. Tonight, we have some of the funniest comedians, and like I said, you'll be able to. Those who lives in California, you can check out the show, weekly comedy show every Thursday night at Mulaney's Bar and Grill, and one hell of an Irish bar. Big Hank is back in. I didn't get the flyer for tonight's show, and doors the doors open at 6. Show starts at 7:30. If you're not in Cali, you can catch the show on YouTube. Just go at Roy Anthony Live, or you put Roy Anthony Live in. It's been coming in like that. And so, um, hey, bro, one of the things I've been talking about, I talked about Tuesday, and I was getting back on it. It was about the penal codes, and in our society, a lot of people don't know that when a person, oh wait a minute, guess who popped up in the house? Look who's in the house. Carl Loomis
What's
is
up,
in the house.
guys?
What's up with you,
Carl
bro?
Loomis.
Oh, just down here in Seattle. Thought I'd pop on real quick before my boss shows up. We're out here freaking laying down
What's up,
some
Carl?
fiber. What's up, Hank?
What's up, bro? Hey,
It's all
hey, Big
good,
Hank.
man.
Tuesday, Caitlin came on, and guess what? Her last name was showing. Caitlin Loomis. And
Mm-mm.
I pick up on it.
Not Loomis.
I picked up on the car because they get married July the 7th. And
Yep.
Man,
I'm very proud of them, y'all. This is Carl
man, my
Loomis.
stuff is breaking up.
This is Carl Loomis. Everyone, this is one of our good friends. When you hear me say the BV Nation, and Backward Veterans, he's associated with that, even though me or neither Carl or myself are veterans. We support the veterans. Am I correct, Carl? And stuff. And he's out there working in Seattle, take
Yep.
care of his family.
We've been busting hump, man. We've had a lot of hours in the last in the last couple of weeks. We've had quite a few hours. So
Okay. And you're doing your thing, man. And I want you to stay safe out there, because sometimes people don't understand there's a lot of casualties in construction.
man, we're me and my coworker here. We're actually just listening to the radio, and there's a guy that was out running around downtown Seattle the other night over by the piers over here, in a tiger stripe Challenger, out just causing a menace, man. And like, we're in these manholes, they're 10 to 15 feet deep, and
Yeah.
he could have really put a hurting on a lot of us, but they ended up indicting that guy. The police ended up catching him.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, it's crazy over here, bro. It's nothing like Portland. It's so different up here, and it's only 100 some miles from Portland. So it's
Like
just
y'all out in the middle of nowhere, it seemed like.
Seattle. I mean, it's kind of like it just kind of pops out of nowhere, man. I got
Yeah.
pictures and stuff I'll send to you.
Okay.
But
Man, I'm a civil designer, but I used to be a construction surveyor.
yeah,
And we was put in bridges. So I was one of the ones that host up like 80 feet in the air from
right.
the plane, and I had to shoot line in, right? Well, you know how many times, so on Fridays, cats want to drink beer and everything. And so on the bridges, they used to have what they call widow makers, the piece of rebar that be bent and they crooked and stuff. And there's an opening, so it'll make you trip. Man, I never get through this one construction guy. He drunk. I don't know why he's walking up there on that deck, and that widow maker tripped him, and he fell down like 40 feet onto the rocks and stuff. And so everybody, of course, was panicking. He's up there probably because he was drunk, laughing and stuff. He on, I think a broke boy. Rah! Like, okay. But I seen a lot on that. And hey man, this week we've been talking about these penal codes.
The penal codes.
Yeah.
The reversion of the penal codes.
Look.
You know, it's crazy that they I'm not dogging on police officers by any means. It's like they have an opportunity with the penal code to stretch it.
Yes.
I've seen it. Like a friend of mine, they just did like a huge traffic awareness sting out in Malala, Oregon.
Uh-huh.
And they were pulling people over left and right. And it was Clark County Sheriff's Department, Westland Police Department, Malala Police Department, even a little bit of Portland PD was out there. They pulled a friend of mine over on suspected no seatbelt. Well, he had a seatbelt on. And then they gave him a tint ticket. Said it was too dark.
Tinted windows, huh?
Or tinted windows. They were searching for something. Now, I understand, the police are out there to protect us. But there are certain aspects of it where some guys have a badge, they think they have power, and they stretch a penal code or some sort of modification code. They just stretch it to the best of their abilities sometimes. And those guys are what gives the good cops bad names.
Yeah. And now, what you just said, and I mentioned that about tinted windows.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, in Missouri, or so if in Kansas, your both side windows can be tinted, your front side, your back sides, and your back window. But in Los Angeles, you can't have tinted unless you have a limousine, then but they still towards the back. And so,
Right.
And they do like, well, we can't see you. See me doing what? Why are you trying to see who I am?
Right.
And stuff. So then they give me a fix-it ticket. I'm telling, man, this was factory bought. I bought the car like this, a factory. No, so now I gotta take proof to the courts that in fact, unless I want to pay the fine or remove the tint on the windows. See, my thing, American people, is this. With all these penal codes, you're taking more money, more. I was talking, what made me bring up this subject, you know me, I'm constantly researching, right? I read this story down there in Mississippi where they was arresting people for not paying the fines from a previous ticket. They give you a certain date, so many time, a length of time to pay it. And if you don't pay it, even though you're going to work, they have taken them to jail for 2 to 3 days. And then when you get out, of course, you might lose your job or what's going on. It's called a no-show. And then they gave these people 10 more days to try to get the money to pay this ticket, this fine. Now, we supposed to be not like the old European England days, which is how they used to have debt prisons. Debtor prison. Like if you owed the debt, you had to go to prison. Well, our penal system that keeps changing, that's why cats can go to jail for child support, not paying child support. You go to jail with DUI.
Yep.
You can't just take, he's a good person, he's just irresponsible with drinking. Oh, he could have hurt somebody. Don't let FEMA, what's not FEMA, but the mothers mad, the mad people, don't let them get involved. PETA, certain things you can do with an animal or have what type of animals you can have.
Up here in Oregon, they have the same thing. If you're issued a fix-it ticket and you don't pay it, they issue a bench warrant. And you don't even know about it until you get pulled over again. And then they arrest you and take you to jail.
Yeah, forget your livelihood. Forget, And so then, now, all of this leads up to what I've been saying. People keep saying, bro, you should be a politician. No. See, I'm tired of them trying to divide us as Americans. Okay, we know the history was tainted and all that. Now, let's reset. And one of the things is that I don't want to hear about the blacks, the whites, Latino. I don't want to hear about the border. I don't want to hear about Ukrainians or any other people's war. What I want to hear is why can't anybody, the American people who makes under $100,000, do not have to pay income taxes? We shouldn't have to pay income taxes. If you go to a certain store, you shouldn't have to pay sales tax. Well, we pay sales taxes anyway. But if you own your property for 10 years, I don't think you should have to pay property tax, especially if you bought your house.
Right.
Why are we constantly collecting money from it? But we hear people like, okay, former President Donald Trump, he's a billionaire. Kushner got $2 billion. They
But I
trying
mean,
to, okay, you don't want to pay taxes.
right.
Here's President Joe Biden, his son. I'm finding out what this money deal, because he's making all this money and you using American sources, but you don't pay no taxes to America. So that's why, and I'm saying to myself, why is it that we supposed to be the richest country in the world, and these penal codes, they constantly increasing, but yet we who makes so you gotta get back to work.
Yeah, I know. One of my foreman just called, so we're down here.
Oh, you
Thought I'd show that off.
Oh, it's like an historical district, huh?
It kind of looks like Portland, but it's not Portland.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the area look historical with those brick buildings.
I don't know how old that
buildings
firehouse
like that
is right there, but that's a
they
fire
don't make
department.
buildings like that one right behind you with that brick. They don't
Hold
make
on a second. Let me
like
turn
that
you up
no
here.
Huh?
Oh, I had to turn you up there. I couldn't hear you very well.
Okay. You
Um,
see that building you standing behind? They don't make buildings like that out of brick.
nope.
Those are historical buildings.
This right here is one of the old firehouses in Seattle. Yeah.
How
But
old
no,
is it?
I don't know how old that one is. I really don't. I wish I was going to do a little bit of research before I got on here, but I thought I'd just pop on and, I haven't been on for a while.
With me being a civil designer, I know a historical district and stuff. Them buildings brick by brick. That's they don't do that no more. It be
Right.
prefab like a mud, don't it? Now, what was you about to say though, bro? Before you had to get.
It's been kind of interesting with the whole, like we were talking about the penal codes. But what I was going to say about President Trump, former President Trump, is he was a billionaire before he even got into office.
Yes.
And I mean, look at Obama. He didn't want to release his birth certificate because of whatever reason. I mean, politicians can be just as crooked as the rest of them.
Take a left on Occidental
And
Avenue South. Then
it sucks because
right on South Washington Street.
they I don't know. The whole world has completely changed compared to what it used to be.
Well, see, I can see these other little countries, right, that don't have nowhere the powerfulness of America, and yet American people, I feel like this don't have the race or nothing. Anybody who makes under 100,000 shouldn't have to pay income taxes.
Yeah,
or pay that taxes out of your check.
holy
Every
cow!
time
Let me
you
tell
get-
you.
Every time you get a proof of raise, that they call it a life raise, all of a sudden food and gas go up. Why?
Yeah. I really don't know why we keep collecting money like that. We got to fund them somehow. And
Well, that's because we giving most of it to the Ukrainians. We give a lot of it to the Ukrainians here lately. When I seen we was up there talking about $8 billion for what? What we trying to do? Buy the country?
buy a country. We're trying to make sure that they're an ally.
Man,
We're trying to buy their respect, I guess, in a way.
and then I've been looking at this border situation. Man, I studied that. Did you know that they was letting Chinese and Africans come through this gate, but they were stopping the Latinos? And
Yeah.
I'm like, Missouri's governor was trying to make it sound like the Latinos was bringing fentanyl up into Missouri and stuff like that. And so
They're just
wait a
looking.
minute. Fentanyl is used in hospitals that is done by pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
I don't know nobody down in Mexico who's making fentanyl.
I mean, the most they're gonna do is make Heisenberg. You know, freaking, they're gonna make that blue meth and bring it up here. But
That's what I'm saying. Well, cocaine ain't even no things. The powder
cocaine is not a big thing no more. You know, it's very minute anymore. You know, because I remember when that was a big craze when I was a kid. You know, cocaine was the thing, and it's not anymore.
Yeah, I worked with some engineers. I ain't gonna state their name, but they were like, "Ain't nothing wrong with beer. A couple of lines once in a while," you know what I'm saying? But but it's so funny,
Yeah.
that the pharmaceutical company, like me, I'm not on no medicines. I'm a holistic person where I take what God gives me, which some people like cannabis, whatever. But I'm not on high blood pressure. I don't have no diabetes. I don't have no cramping or nothing. I don't smoke it like Snoop Dogg probably, but I got bullet holes in my back with 2 bullets still lodged in me. I have one sitting right on my spine. It doesn't cause me no pain, but I think that it probably would start messing with me if I let them pharmaceutical companies, and they make millions.
It's like it's like my friend Casey. You know, his grandpa didn't even know he was sick, and he went in and started doing treatment. And he died about 3 months later because he started getting into the pharmaceutical stuff. They want, you know, it's like the whole COVID vaccine push. They want to kill off the society so that they can profit themselves, in my opinion. If you want to talk big pharmaceutical companies, you know, that's here nor there. You know, other people have their own, you know, thoughts and opinions on that, but that's the way that it is.
Like, I can't understand. You ever see those commercials, bro, that be talking about, oh, take Cervalis, and then all of a sudden they start doing all the little terms. It may cause you vomit, stomach, all that, right? It sounds to me that they selling designer drug legal.
Right.
That's not a prescription drug. They say if you have any problem, go see your doctor. It sounds like a designer drug being sold on a commercial. So let's put this commercial in through the football game. You know, wait a minute, here's Big Hank is back in. What's up, bro?
I just wanted to say I love you guys. God bless you guys. I got to get off here and get back to work. So
love you too, Carl.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon, hopefully, man. Hank, it's always good seeing you, bro.
Yeah, always good seeing you too,
before
Carl.
you get off, y'all know I had some news. Big Richie had talked to it on this show. November, the WO was disbanded. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It was what? Disbanded.
Yes, disbanding. Like he's talking about ending the WO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Crazy.
I talk to you about it more later on. And so love you, man.
Give me a call. Give me a call, brother. It's good talking to you guys. Good jumping on here.
Oh, for sure,
bro. We'll chat later.
Yeah, tell your co-workers, man, y'all stay safe as well, man.
Will do, brother. Thank you. Right. Appreciate that.
All right.
All right, Carl.
Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
Yeah, man. And you know, me and Big Hank, this is our 10th season of the working together. This is our 9th season here, and we're in the middle. I think this is the end of the 8th week of the 9th season and stuff. And
okay.
But and so when it's supposed to be ending, you know how I'm gonna leave out? We're gonna leave out like the guys down there in North Carolina.
Anybody wanna go sailing with me? I said, do anybody wanna go sailing with me? I'm out on the ocean looking for a partner.
I'm sorry, this is what they do in North Carolina, man. Go sail, thrill slide sail.
Out on the ocean, looking looking for a partner. I think it's time for me to go sailing. I'm out on the ocean.
They jamming that right there. Hey,
I'm out on the ocean.
that's that line dance. That's like I used to say line dance was created for women who dudes won't come over and ask them to dance.
Yeah, basically.
So we was talking
Yeah,
about the
basically.
laws, man, this penal codes, and I've been finding out them penal codes has changed every single time. So like I showed a video where this dude was stopped and the police, and I went through the same thing in Southgate. I'm driving and they make a U-turn because I got my Lincoln LS and my windows got the Lincoln tint.
Hmm.
They turn around, and so I'm like, "What you stopping me for?" Like, and he's talking about obstruction of view. It was my badge hanging from some string on my rearview mirror. I'm like, "How in the world is this obstructing my view?"
Right.
What you feel me?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That's penal code 3847-5. You have to ask yourself, there has never been, okay, the real laws of America is based off the 10 commandments.
Mhm.
Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery. You know what I'm saying? It never in there said thou shalt
Yeah.
not sell dope. That's a
Yeah.
real look, y'all. All that was legal in America.
Mhm.
All the drugs, the cowboys and them used to be doing dope all the time. It's your preference. Just like you go to a restaurant, you may not drink alcohol, somebody else do. You have a choice. That's the thing about humanity.
Mhm.
You have a choice. You have a choice to drink an alcoholic drink, or you have a choice not to. You have a choice to smoke a blunt, or you have a choice not to. There's never been no knee prints in somebody forcing, unless it's a molester or something trying to give a woman a date rape drug or something like that. But usually this stuff, but penal codes came up. And these penal codes became, I just had this video talking about the penal codes and how they have not changed from the original ones from 1930. That's the whole US. California since 1910, the charters. I keep talking why police can get off, why police can stop you looking suspicious. What's looking suspicious? The penal codes of the United States hasn't changed since 1930, bro.
Mhm.
And then each city can add more and add more. It was just in the past turn of this past 10 years, you see what was going to jail for child support issues. You see people going to jail for DUI. Did you know that it's a citation if you drunk in public in Long Beach? If you're walking home,
Aside, if you drunk in public, yeah.
yeah, they stopped me because I was walking home. I was living on 4th Street, but I was walking home and I kind of, I was really dying. It was a dip or something in the creek and I dipped. And the police said, "Oh, hey, you been drinking?" So why would you ask me that? Well, we saw you kind of, I said, "Man, I was dodging this little thing, man. Ready to give you a citation." And then
Yeah.
if you don't do the citation, you don't get to the citation, guess what they do? They give you a bench warrant. Bench warrant means hey, you got to go to jail no matter where you at, what time you on your way to work, you at work and stuff. And one of the things I've seen at the LA county jails that they ask you every day, do you have a job? If you don't let me out of here, I won't have my job. I was telling a man when I was one time I was in LA County jail for a ticket, and I had a disagreement with the the public defender. I kept telling them I don't need one, which it was dropped.
Right.
But I had some choice words to her. They kept me in there for an additional 8 days with no case on. And every day they asked me, do I have a job? I said, I don't think I'm gonna have one by the time you let me out of here.
Right.
I was in there 11 days. This is the truth. Here
Yeah.
goes ACLU or something like, oh, we can reimburse. Man, I don't want no reimburse. Forgive me what? It takes 4 weeks for them to give you $150 on it, man.
Yeah.
You know, penal codes. We're the only country that imprisons people quick, fast, in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, I keep saying, I'm not a politician. Somebody said to me about why we don't run for politics. I don't get into that, man, because you can please some of the people just some of the times. You can't please all the people all the time. I'm a vote,
Right.
but I just give suggestions. I just don't see why the American people can't, anybody who makes $100,000 or less, why would you have to pay income taxes?
Right.
You're keeping them in poverty. You can't even live the American dream without pursuing, you know what I'm saying? Not like some of the foreigners, they come over, it's American dream for them. For us, it's a journey.
Yes, yes, sir.
You know,
Yeah.
I was watching that dude, what was his name? Bass. He was a marshal. He was a slave, and he started becoming a marshal right after the Civil War to bring and they wouldn't make him a deputy marshal, but he was a very good tracker and was good with the gun. You know what I'm saying? Shot 6 cats, 2 guns, didn't get hit. So there was a notorious guy who was on a revenge tip. He lost this dude that lost his wife, and he was like a white dude mixed with Indian, but he had lost his wife and kids, and they done beat him. So he had these big old webs on his back. But he was around killing folks and sending heads of marshals back to the federal judge in a box, man. For real.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was killing the marshals that they was coming out to catch him. Man, they killed him out and cut the head off and send it in a box back to the federal judge. And so none of the marshals wanted to go after that guy. Kind of remind me of those sheriffs down there in Uganda, Texas, when that massive shooter was shooting in there, and they were scared to go in there and get with them. They would let little kids. They rather arrest the parents outside than to go deal with the guy, active shooter. You feel me? But the brother, nobody would. It was like 12 guys, and he told him. So now he said, "I'd do it." So now, they gonna make him a deputy marshal. But guess what? One of the marshals who was scared to go, but don't want him to get the glory, say, "Hey man, how's he gonna be a deputy marshal? He can't even read."
Wow.
He said, "He can shoot. Why you can't read?" He said, "Well, I was a slave. When I learned how to shoot, my master taught me how to shoot. He didn't teach me how to read. Shoot real good. Don't read at all." And he's like, well, he had to take the badge back from him and stuff. But when nobody wanted to go get that killer, they said, man, you come back with this dude, just what they did, the freedom and all that. See, a lot of stories don't be told about us who are really from America, natural Americans. Some of us did not, all blacks in America did not come from slave ships. They was already here. Big Hank, you start slowly going down. Big Hank, your hat is on the LB showing. You see me? Did you hear me? I saw you going down. I was it was just the LB hat. And we want to give a shout out to Genetics. Give a shout out to him. Georgia, Gramley. Yeah, my boy Gramley, my boy Paul the alumnus from Grambling sent me out a hash. I put them together. Grambling made the NCAA. Then they got beat. Hey man, my thing is looking still good. Good. My bracket, my sports bracket, it's still looking
You
good.
mean your 64?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah, yeah.
UConn winning the whole thing. I just don't. I think it's gonna come down to UConn and Houston. But
Okay.
UConn,
That's
I
good.
think their whole squad can go to the NBA.
You can't call.
Yeah, they cold. They won it last year and they balling. They clicking on all cylinders and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm looking for the showdown between Iowa and LSU with the women and stuff. You know, I like that last week. You know what I'm saying? Caitlin, that what's her name? Caitlin Clark. That
Caitlin
she
Clark.
can shoot. That girl can shoot. And guess what? I thought she was just a 3-point specialist. I watched her play against this one. It was more sisters on the team. She was taking it to them. She
Yeah.
was for
You know
real,
what she do? You
huh?
know what she do?
Yeah, she's a
That's
baller.
what she do.
Yeah, she's a baller. And and then man, I don't know what's going on with my Clippers, man. My Clippers been in a
Yeah, they've been tripping lately.
yeah, man. You know, I'm Tyrone Lue. You need to use some other guys on the bench. You got PJ Tucker, man. You gotta let him come in there and give some bruising battling and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. I'm gonna be honest with
Yeah,
you. I'm really amazed with LeBron James, man. To me, it seems like he's
yeah.
playing better ball at this older age. I thought he was going to be going down. I think this is the most healthy, productive I've seen him. He got
That's good.
Antonio Davis. That he had to sit out a game because his eye was swollen. Like here you go, Anthony Street Clothes can't make his free throw. Davis, how Big Hank name, but
That's right.
so you know. But hey man,
Yes, sir.
I want to bring up again. Big Hank is hosting a comedy show tonight. That is the Roy Anthony our comedy show. We got Lil Rob, we got Frenchie. Frenchie is hilarious and
Yeah,
stuff. And he
stupid.
grew up in that area, Big Hank.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, that Seal Beach area and all that. You know,
yeah.
I had never really hung out over there. I think when I went
Me
over to
either.
Corey's, it was nighttime, and I'm a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
You feel me? I
And they
never.
first of all, they wouldn't let you just hang out over there. They wouldn't let you just hang
Yeah,
out over there.
yeah,
Yeah, not us. No, we couldn't just hang out over there
yeah.
back in the day.
When I
Yeah,
went
still
through the
be.
daytime these past couple of Thursdays, right? I was like, wow, this is I ain't never been over here. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, they just hanging out. I was sitting back and just like they was having so much fun on that little piece of ocean water. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Sailboats.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Mm-hmm.
got to us where you can stand up, canoe yourself. I'm like, I didn't know all this was here.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I had never seen all of that. And I've been in Long Beach a long time and I had never seen that, bro, and stuff. I said I
Yes,
need to
sir.
start open up my horizons a little bit more. I remember Corey's, but we'd go over there for a particular purpose, and I went over at nighttime and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just I'm with somebody. You get your destination, go check out the spot, and then you go on. But what I've been seeing when we was at Mulaney's in the
Yeah.
boathouse, I went and looked at some of the yachts. The yachts is costing 20-40 million, man. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa. But I'm grateful to God where He got me at.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I thank God what we're doing, man. I really
Yes,
do.
sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
hey man, you got any parting words before we take off?
Man, y'all come out to the show tonight, man. It's the Roy Anthony Live Comedy Show, man, hosted by me. We got Lil Rob, comedian Lil Rob, the pop locking comedian. We got Frenchie San Pedro. You understand me? Funny as heck, man. So y'all come on out, man, and enjoy the show, man, and have a good time, man. And also, man, keep living life like God is watching because He is. Keep God first and foremost in your life, man. He'll mark your path off. He'll direct your step.
Hey man, will you tell Marty McFly he took my number, but he never hit me because I wanted to let him know because he kept asking me could he be in it, and
Right.
remember we gave him that second episode
Mhm.
and stuff.
Okay.
So Hey, I want to leap. What they say, piggyback off of what Big Hank and stuff. Um, I believe in God. If you believe in God, you do it well because the demons believe and they tremble. And you can't do this alone.
No.
The thing is, bad company corrupts good manners. My personality and mannerism has increased because of the relationship that I've been learning from another brother who he does. It's just been such a spiritual uplift for me. I don't
Thank you.
copycat cast. I love being original, but God is the most original. And when I see other
Yeah,
brothers who can
the first
who
one.
can I see how they do it and you don't lose your cool. I never seen Big Hank up there playing no damn tambourine or nothing. But I be seeing him. He was jamming though. I want to tell you, I saw you was jamming last Sunday. The men choir.
Okay, thank you, man.
Yeah, I said I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
show it
right. The
on
men's
the
choir.
show. I said I got you. I said my man was jamming. The men, and you know what? When you're not ashamed of God, He ain't ashamed of you.
That poor.
You be ashamed of
That
Him,
poor.
and you know nobody lights up a lamp and put it under the table. You put it on top of the table so the whole room can illuminate.
Yes, sir. So it could be seen.
Yeah, so it can be seen. Thankful for it, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I know you at work, doing something to church. I
Yeah.
want to give you a call real quick, right when we get off the
All right.
show. Just gonna be a hot minute.
All right.
I want to tell everybody, man,
All right.
I love you, but smile because God loves you more. And so,
Yes, sir.
love you, Big Hank, for sure. We out. God bless everyone.
Peace. Peace.
Welcome to the Roy Anthony and
Every
Friends show.
Tuesday and every Thursday.